the race leader after another outstanding stop by Robbie Reiser's guys on pit road.
Boy, Harvick's right there, though. Burton there in third. Kyle Busch now is in fourth spot. That 5-car right there, right behind Burton.
Doesn't look like Harvick has lost much since May, does it? Harvick's as dominant now as it was then.
I think Harvick needs about 5 or 6 laps before his car really comes in and gets enough pressure in those tires to make the move.
Tony Stewart came in 22nd, currently runs 17th. Dale Earnhardt Jr. came in 13th. He's currently running 12th on the racetrack. As you saw by that graphic, Casey Kane is now on the outside looking in.
And Tony Stewart's crew, we got to give a call out to those guys because they have done a terrific job. Every time they've made a couple of pit stops and every time they pit, they pick up Tony 5 or 6 spots.
And I think they've made that car better too, BP, because it looked like after things settled down, Stewart's times were as good as the leaders. Took a little while, but...
And that all started yesterday, Benny, when they got the backup car off the truck. Their whole attitude was terrific. They knew what they had to do. They were down there working on it. They were in a good frame of mind. They knew they had a lot of time. Not much time to practice, but a lot of time to get the car ready. Matt, you were down there for that.
Bill, you can see that really they have been through this type of situation before. They've been through championships before. They've won 2. Greg Zipadelli said you could see it on the faces of his guys. They did not panic, and that was the biggest thing from that practice session. Right now, Smoke's lap times are similar to what the leaders were right before that caution. They made significant adjustments again, trying to get this car to roll through the center of the corner better. It was just way too tight. They made a huge track bar adjustment, trying to free the car up. Currently, the 20 team is in the 14th position, really moving up.
All the guys back at the shop that work on this car, the guys in the engine department, the guys here at the track, they're represented by the 7 men over the wall for Tony Stewart. Let's meet them.
Greg Zipadelli, Berlin, Connecticut.
Tom Dean, Long Valley, New Jersey.
Ira Joe Hussey, Manchester, New Hampshire.
Jason Lee, Willimantic, Connecticut.
Jody Fortson, China Grove, North Carolina.
Todd Foster, Birmingham, Alabama.
Jeff Patterson, Escondido, California.
Brian Larson, Escanaba, Michigan.
The over-the-wall gang representing everybody on that 20 team for Home Depot and Joe Gibbs Racing, trying to get this 2-time champion back into the chase for the Nextel Cup. Clint Boyer, the 07. Jeff Gordon in the 24. Casey Kane in the 9.
I'll tell you what, that Dave Blaine in the 22 car has an excellent run going tonight. Every time you look up, he's right in the lead pack. Now he's got Junior in the 8 car right on his back bumper.
He looked good last night.
And Boyer's going to take that. Hold the spot. Well, he had it that lap. He said as soon as you roll through the center and get by a guy, you got to be able to be clear and move up like right now.
More on Kane from Allen.
Yeah, Bill had his crew make an adjustment on the last pit stop, trying to help his car right there, driving off the corner and up onto the straightaways. Casey looking to see if he can move up around some of these guys that he needs to pass for his place in the chase and get some more points in his column, though it's still very early. Matt?
Ray Evernham will tell you, the owner of the 9 car will tell you that he's very proud of the legacies left in the sport with the crew members up and down pit road, especially Chad Knaus and Steve Letarte. Now recently, Knaus and Letarte were going through a storage building at Hendrick Motorsports and came across the original Rainbow Warrior checklist. They took it and sent a very meaningful note to Ray Evernham, thanking him for all that he had done for them. And BP, that shows you that not only are they true racers, but they have so much respect for Evernham, who's been such a motivator for so many guys up and down pit road.
And Matt, we talked about that today, and you're right, the word is respect. And they all respect Ray Evernham for what he's been able to do in this business.
Now Boyer's got to drift up in front of the 24.
And Casey Kane's got to go.
Yeah, he's got to go. And Casey Kane was just waiting for somebody to do something because he couldn't go anywhere. So now Casey's going to work underneath the 07 of Boyer and see if he can make the pass. He thinks his car is better.
Ray Evernham, the former crew chief for Jeff Gordon. Now the car owner for Casey Kane. Elliott Sadler. and Scott Riggs. Matt, something up with the 24?
Well, Bill, coming into this weekend, Gordon's 3 previous Richmond finishes were 30th or worse. High expectations after qualifying 3rd, but on the first run tonight, he said something is starting to vibrate. And about 10 laps ago, he said, the more I use the brakes, the more they vibrate. Steve Letarte told Gordon, all we're concerned about is making it to the final 100 laps, and then it's game on from that point. But we have to survive and just run our race. Right now, he's just trying to hang on.
They're going to have to figure something out with them brakes. I don't know if they have more tape they can pull off the nose and the openings. They have some of those brakes covered a little better. They got to clean them better. But boy, I mean, you have what you have. If those openings are wide open right now, that's all the air you're going to get to those brakes.
Earnhardt Jr. trying to get the spot and the points. Gordon slams the door there. Just a quarter of a way into the Chevy Rock and Roll 400. Matt Kenseth is the race leader at Richmond. You're watching NASCAR on TNT. The Chevy Rock and Roll 400. Here are our AutoZone in the zone drivers at Richmond. Kyle, Greg, and Harvick. Strong finishes in recent races. Trying to get another one tonight. Matt Kenseth, former series champ, locked into the chase for the Nextel Cup. Here's the race leader. Let's see if we can get through a chasers through the field without something, well, bad happening. Marty.
Well, Bill, remember the Bank of America countdown to green? Matt Kenseth said, no, we race as hard as we can. Remember the first few laps of this race? Matt Kenseth said, we have a brake issue. Feels like they're all backwards. I would say they're racing hard tonight. Out front, the pit stop, 12.4 seconds. Awesome. Alan?
Kevin Harvick was very animated on his team radio after the last pit stop. A little upset about his pit exit being blocked by the team pitted in front of him. The 2 crew chiefs had a chat. We'll see how it goes next stop, Dave.
Think of the 5 crew as having 2 divisions, the one that takes care of Kyle and the one that takes care of the car. Kyle is taken care of by Kyle, his spotter, and his crew chief. The car by the boys on the crew. Together, they have a car and a driver headed to the chase. Alan.
So Jeff Burton came into this race in 10th position in the chase for the Nextel Cup, and on the bubble, if you will, with Casey Kane close behind him. Jeff, like all these other drivers, asked many times this weekend about the pressure of the moment.
I'm anxious about it, but I'm excited about it too. I mean, I'm having fun. I think this is what sports is all about, and having the opportunity to race to get in a chase and having an opportunity to try to win a championship. That's why we do this. And you know, a lot of people think that's pressure. Pressure is not having the chance to do that. That's what pressure is. This is what it's supposed to be. And I'm really enjoying this time. I really am. I think it's fun. I think it's what it ought to be.
Jeff Burton running in 4th position right now. He did lead a lap earlier in the race for those bonus points. Marty?
Mark Martin has his favorite race car, Alan. And speaking of being on the bubble, he is 9th in the championship standings heading into this race. Knows he has to run well tonight. This is the car that finished 4th in New Hampshire. And this is the part of the run where Mark is very good. As the run goes along, they start to lose front grip. Alan?
As you watch Casey Kane during this section of the race, notice that he is not running the bottom line on the racetrack. Said his car's handling doesn't allow him to run down there right now. That's why he hesitated earlier when he was inside Clint Boyer trying to take that spot. Dave?
Great to have your mom come to the track for luck, but even better when she crosses her fingers for luck. The entire race, all weekend long. That's what Denny Hamlin's mom, Mary Lou, does. And the crew tells me she's done it since she's come to any race that Denny has run in NASCAR, ever since Denny's been running with Joe Gibbs Racing. Marty?
A lot of cross fingers in Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s pits as well. They started 33rd today, Dave. They have made it to the part of the race they thought they would. Close to the top 10 in 11th, unscathed. And that's what Junior wanted. He told me when we were riding around the racetrack, I'm going to work my way through the field slowly. 118 laps, almost to the top 10. That's not very slow, Matt.
No panic in the 24 pit of Jeff Gordon, or with their current position in the points. At this juncture, they are sitting 5th. But the car, he says, the brakes are just killing me. The car is not so free on exit, but we have really made the car a lot tighter in the center of the corner. Meanwhile, 2 positions back, Tony Stewart, the 20 cars, never finished out of the top 10 in the championship points. Right now, he says they are making huge headway. We have a car in the wall on the racetrack.
Martin Truex Jr.
I think I've got a right front tire now, guys.
We stay under green. And now the caution is out. And I can tell you that Chad Blunt and Morgan Shepherd are officially out of the race, and Kevin Harvick has clinched a spot in the chase for the Nextel Cup Championship here in 2006. So Harvick is mathematically in. Kenseth, Johnson, and Harvick will be 3 of the guys chasing the championship here in 2006.
There he is. Welcome to the chase, Kevin.
And we have a pretty good idea how he's going to do in the Busch Series championship race as well, don't we?
Yeah.
Got about a 6,000 point lead over there or something.
He won that a month ago.
Won here last night, and now has clinched a spot in the chase for the Nextel Cup Championship. Currently runs 3rd on the track. And pit road is about to be a very busy place again. The field behind the high-performance Chevy Impala SS pace car. They dive off. Matt Kenseth leads the parade down pit road. Matt, here they come.
Clay Robertson, the front tire changer, on the wall waiting for Gordon. Meanwhile, keep an eye on his big tire carrier, Mike Houston, former NWA Mid-Atlantic World title holder for 2 months. The big tire carrier, they're going to make a chassis adjustment. He says the drive-off is just killing me on this 24 car. Marty?
Not a word about the brakes recently from Matt Kenseth. He said his car needs to cut a little bit better in the middle of the corner, a little too tight there. Half round up on the track bar, Alan.
Wedge adjustment for Kevin Harvick. His car not turning as well, getting into the corner as he'd like, and not driving up off the turn as he'd like, Dave.
And Kyle Busch already having left pit road. A great pit stop for them. No changes to the chassis setup on the car. Kyle's very happy with the car right now.
That was a fantastic pit stop for the 5 bunch.
Yeah, he ought to be very happy with the pit crew, not only the car, but the pit crew.
So Kyle Busch wins the race off of pit road. 121 laps complete here at Richmond. The happy guys on Kyle Busch's crew. He's the race leader at Richmond. Flag. Kyle Busch with an outstanding pit stop as the race leader. Then it's Kenseth, Harvick, Burton, and Hamlin. Mark Martin runs 6th in the 6 car. Drivers in green on the ticker are in. The driver in yellow is the guy on the bubble. Right now, that's Casey Kane.
Well, I got to tell you, that 29 car of Harvick's does not run on the bottom of the racetrack. Although I say that, and he's running pretty well on the bottom of 1 and 2, but most time he's up higher.
It looks to me like, BP, it takes some time for that car to come in. And when it does come in, he does move up a little bit.
Burton is behind Harvick. There's Mark Martin in the 6th, Greg Biffle in the 16. Biffle is 7th. And Harvick has clinched his spot. You saw it on the graphic. He's in the chase. Now he tries to become the 3rd driver in a row to sweep the weekend. Car in trouble off of turn 2. Martin Truex Jr. again.
All right, go to the garage, Martin. Go to the garage. Nice and easy around the corner here. Turn into 3 and 4.
That's a shame because he had such high hopes for this 1 car tonight.
The lucky dog is Sterling Marlin. Under the previous caution, Jamie McMurray was the lucky dog. So Sterling will come around and put 37 cars on the lead lap. Working our 4th caution of the evening here at Richmond. Martin Truex has brought out the last 2. Kyle Busch is the race leader. He's all of 21 years old. He's trying to clinch. 131 laps are complete. Now let's take a look at pit road, the last set of pit stops. Let's watch the 8 car of Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Well, first of all, when he comes in the pits, he's not able to get in his box all the way because of the Clint Boyer car. But everything's going along smooth so far. Right side, both guys finished. Right front, a little bit slow.
Looks like he might have had to hit a lug nut a second time.
Might have.
We're trying to count the hits.
So we see that the left front is a couple of seconds slower than the rear, and a 14.8, and that's not going to get it done on pit road tonight.
And this was Earnhardt's reaction.
They're really hard to pass. You got to do better on pit road, guys. Info, we'll work on it. I know you got it in you. Shake it off.
Marty?
Yeah, and guys, Dale Earnhardt Jr. came on, and he wasn't chastising the crew so much. He's just saying it's really hard to pass out here. And when you see someone in front of you, like Matt Kenseth, have a 12-second stop, that makes you very frustrated. What happened, Bill? You got exactly right. They missed a couple of lug nuts on the right front, and they came around to the left front, and the same exact thing happened. Missed a couple more, and that split second cost them a lot of spots on the racetrack.
Under caution here at Richmond, Kyle Busch is the race leader. Dale Earnhardt Jr. runs in 14th. You're watching NASCAR live on TNT.